Hey there, it's Saturday, November 9th, and I'm taking a little diversion away from all the stuff that I should be working on, and I just don't feel like it. So I picked up this really nice Garcia Mitchell saltwater 302 fishing reel at a garage sale, not a garage sale, a flea market a few months ago. And I'm going to make this a gift to somebody special. So I'm going to take it apart and clean it, but it's got a tight spot in it, like it's got a bent shaft or something there and there. So when you wind it, you can feel, you know. Other than that, it works perfectly. Oh, look at the spool up and down. That's a weird, it doesn't just go up and down. I wonder what's up with that. I never noticed that before. Well, let's see if we can, how does this even come off? I guess you could take the screw out. All right, look what I just did. All right, so the very first thing I'm noticing is booger marks here on this screw, which means somebody's been dorking around with this thing. And one of the things that I always say is the worst thing that can happen to a mechanical device is for somebody to work on it. And I guess I have a low opinion of other people. Maybe that's a problem of mine, but it is what it is, right? All right, this thing is concave with the round on the top. I wonder how you get the darn spool off. I thought this was going to be easy. I thought this would just pop off. Yeah, okay, I just had to unscrew the nut on top, and yes, just like I thought, this thing is not assembled correctly. So I'm taking out these washers one at a time and orienting them the way they are coming out. This evidently is the drag. Don't know if that's supposed to look like that. Let me get a closer look. Look at how handy that is. They give you this little diagram on how all the parts go in there. And it does look like that one right there has got that little funny shape to it. So maybe it's not damaged. Okay, I got it back together. I think it was assembled out of order, but it's working properly. So when it pays out, it clicks, and that's what that one washer was with the little twist in it. And then as you tighten up the drag, it gets harder to turn, and it's working perfectly. So that's great. That part is fine. I got to clean it up yet. And this ratchet is working correctly down here. Okay. So what I think this shaft is bent. I don't know, it might have taken a hit. I can't see that it has anywhere. But I'm gonna now take the side off and take a look inside. All right, so there's another observation. Booger marks on the screw heads. So somebody's been inside here before. See if there's nothing messed up there. Okay, I'm about to take this last screw out. And I just wanted to note that this one screw has got this little extra metal tang on it there. I don't know what that's for, but I wanted to make sure that I got some video of that so I know exactly where it goes when we go back together. Well, it looks real clean. Got a good amount of grease in it. I'm kind of thinking this thing's been messed up for a long time and whoever owned it never used it. All right, so we're gonna have to, it's got a really cool mechanism down in there. I'm gonna see if I can put this back in the vise and spin it so I can show you that modulates the up and down on the spool. That is really neat, man. Wow, this thing's in great shape inside. So the stiffness problem is right here. Because this thing still has it. It's stiff right there. And there's nothing touching except the shaft in the hole. This little ratchet dog here popped out a minute ago and it took me about 15 minutes to figure out how it went back in there and how that little hairspring goes. But I got it figured out now. So I already got this gear cleaned up, this shaft, and it looks good. And it seems like this end piece is tight in the bushing on the other side. It fits good on this one here. So it doesn't seem like the shaft is bent. It just seems like it's egg-shaped. So I got to clean this thing up next. Now that I documented how all these pieces go, I can clean that up. Take it apart and clean it up. Okay, I found the problem. The end of this shaft is about a 1/2 thousandths out of round. And the inside of this bushing is slightly out of round, and I'm not going to be able to. If you look up in there, you could see there's like a high spot that's been rubbing. The easy thing for me to do is to identify the high side on this and like mark it with a pen. And I'm going to take this to my honing stone and carefully hone down the high side. We're only talking 1/2 thou. If I make this round, it'll spin freely in that. All right, gonna try to show you what I was doing here, but with 2 hands. I was pushing this across the stone and like spinning it at the same time, and therefore not making any flat spots. Using my micrometer, I found it was a little bit thicker diameter in line with the hole. So I focused on that half and this half. And let me show you how well this fits in there now. Perfectly free. Alrighty, man, we got everything clean except my screwdriver here. And we're getting ready to put it back together. I got all the old grease out of everything, including the bearing up inside here. And I don't know what kind of grease was in it, but what I do know is not all greases are compatible. And so that's why I completely degreased everything. And here's what we're going to use. Now, I don't know if this is the right grease for this application, but this is a really good grease. And actually, this is the recommended grease for my gearbox of my milling machine. So I know this is a high quality, old timer kind of a thing. So we're just kind of mixing it up right now because I know it does separate. And the first order of operation here is we got to get grease up into that bearing that's past that gear. That, I don't know if you could actually see the balls, and you can just about see the balls of the bearing right past the teeth. So I'm going to get me a fresh bristle brush, I guess, and kind of pack that bearing with this grease. We are going back together. We've got this ratchet installed. And we've got everything greased up here, just like we want it. Okay. Nice and smooth. Smooth as silk. Look at that. Man, that is a fine reel. Smooth as silk. Look at that.